hope I have enough space.
Alright, make it short and sweet. How much time do I got? An hour? Sweet, I'll crunch it in there. So have you guys followed Nevada Energy and what they're doing, what they've got going on here? Basically, Warren Buffett bought that. I'm sure you guys are aware of that. There's a lot of weird things going on. I've done solar in a few different states, California and out in Colorado, and I haven't seen any state like Nevada react to solar the way that these guys are. So I basically was with the customer, pulled this up on the internet the other day. Essentially, Nevada's burgeoning solar industry on Wednesday accused NV Energy of trying to maintain its power monopoly by stifling a program that lets customers with rooftop solar array get credit for producing extra electricity. So essentially what they've got going on, there's two reasons that you're starting to see all this solar go up. First reason is tax credits. There's a huge tax credit right now for homeowners to go solar. Nevada Energy's got a credit as well. And then what's really brought it to the table is net metering. What essentially is happening is the utility company is acting as the battery. Before this happened, if you guys want to get solar, it was essentially an investor class item. If you had more money, you know what to do with, you could buy a solar system 8 to 10 years down the road, it would pay for itself. So really what's happened is they've brought net metering to the table. What that means is they act as your battery. Instead of having to buy another $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 battery, it goes in your garage, it sits on a pallet, big huge battery. Sun comes up, solar system creates electricity, it powers your home. All the extra power would go in and fill the battery up all day long. Sun goes down, your house relies on the battery, drains the battery. So the problem with that is the batteries just aren't where they need to be. They would fill up and drain 365 times a year, and you'd be replacing batteries every couple of years. So it made solar not really an option for a lot of people. So with this net metering program, they act as your battery. So really what's happening is the net metering program is capped at 3% here. Every other state I've been to, it's at 30%. They're only going to allow 3% here in Nevada Energy to do this. So it's a limit that's expected to be met by the end of the year. So essentially, after this net metering program is gone, you're going to have to spend an extra $5,000, $10,000 on a battery to get a solar system. Doesn't make it possible. I mean, really, when you pencil in the numbers, having these guys become your battery and getting that rebate from Nevada Energy and the federal government is the only reason that this is possible. They're going to get away. That's going to be done by the end of the year. We're already at over 2.5% for this 3% cap. It says right here that NV Energy is accused of using its influence with Governor Brian Sandoval and lawmakers to squash a bill that would have increased the cap to 10%, representative solar industry charge. So they tried to make it 10%. It looks like this 3% is going to stick. This program, I mean, solar will be over here in Nevada by the end of this year. Honestly, it'll probably be 2 or 3 months. So it's really starting to pick up here. This has scared a lot of people, and if solar's happening, it's going to be finished here real quick. Their goal is to eliminate, this is right here, their goal is to eliminate rooftop solar. Shoot.
Competition.
Yeah, rooftop solar competition. NV Energy and its owners, Berkshire Hathaway, I'm sure you guys know who they are, has been on the national agenda to eliminate solar net metering by individuals. It's a job cap. So sometimes I'll read through a little bit more of this. You know, it says here, Sandoval said he remains neutral. A major issue whether the expansion of rooftop solar will mean higher rates for ratepayers. So essentially, the people who get solar, you're taking the money that you guys are spending on Nevada Energy and you're applying it somewhere else. So this is one of the things that they actually sent out in the mail. You guys get your bill in the mail?
Yeah.
The guy who stopped by might have kind of gone over this with you a little bit. It's a bunch of lawyer jumbo. Essentially says that this change will result in a revenue increase of $2.6 million for Nevada Energy. Rates are going up at 11%. What's the size of your home? 3,200 square feet. You guys are a large single-family residence, 11%. Your bill's gonna go up about $1.59 every 3 months. This is scheduled to happen in February, May, August, November 15th, 45 days after they file, and your bill goes up. So out in California, they used to have the highest increase at 6.7%. Nevada Energy with their 11% increase. Your guys' power is going up faster than anybody else. You're paying 15 cents. Less than a year ago, you guys were paying 12 cents. So solar or power is getting a little bit weird out here. And that's one of the reasons you're starting to see all these solar systems go up. People are pretty frantic about getting them. So what's really happening, Nevada Energy has to change the way they're making power. There's 3 coal power plants they're trying to get rid of. By the end of 2019, they've got to get this solar in place. So essentially 25,000 homes are going to end up getting solar. What just happened? This is your creator, right?
Yeah.
25,000 homes are going to get solar. They're already sitting at close to 20,000 homes. So there's only going to be a handful more homes that are going to end up getting solar. Warren Buffett bought these guys. There's going to be a lot going on with that.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. Nope. Right here. So with all the solar systems that you're seeing, there's one of 4 different ways that they got solar. The first way, and the traditional way, is obviously owning it, coming out your pocket with a ton of cash. If you've got $20,000, $30,000, that'll definitely save you the most amount of money over 20 years. Most people don't have that lying around. A really popular option is a PPA, and it stands for a power purchase agreement, where essentially a solar company comes in, builds their own power station here, and sells you power, kind of like Nevada Energy does. But actually this really works out quite well in a lot of cases, because fundamentally they can create power and get it to you a lot cheaper than Nevada Energy can. Right now they're making it out in the desert, they've got their coal power plants, or it's coming from the dam. Half of your bill is the creation of the power, the other half of the bill is shipping and distribution, paying for that power to get to you, paying for the lines and the linemen, the poles, all that stuff. So because a solar company can create power right here and ship it straight down to you, they can fundamentally get you cheaper power than Nevada Energy can. A lease is very similar, but it's just like a level pay plan. And this is when I'll ask them, do you guys go up in the summer or down in the winter? Or do you guys just have like an equal pay plan?
Up in the summer, yeah.
Perfect. So you guys don't. You guys just do the up in the summer, down in the winter. A lease is like going on a level pay plan. The reason that I'm here, came out here to Nevada, is because of this loan program. It's the best program I've ever seen for solar. Essentially, what you're doing is you're buying power as a replacement of utilities. Payments for power go towards paying your system off, and it still requires no upfront cost. So basically, what that means is the same money that you're spending with Nevada Energy, that's like rent. You're just going to continue to pay that over and over and over. We're just going to take that same money you're spending on Nevada Energy, and you're going to be paying your system off with that money instead. So they're all really good options, and they're all a lot better than Nevada Energy. Here's some of the things that I noticed. When you buy the system up front, you just pay for it up front, you definitely save the most over time. The problem is, because those solar companies backing it up, you have to maintain it and insure it for 20 years, climb up on there, keep it clean. If you do the lease and the PPA, the company owns the system. Because they own the system, they also get the tax credits. You just buy power from those guys. When you sell your home, it can be a little more complicated because somebody else owns a piece of your property. A third party has to come to the table and do negotiations, with the realtors and the new homeowners. So it can be a little bit tricky. You don't tend to save as much. I don't like that one at all. Also, when you do the PPA or the lease, it's usually right around 11 cents a kilowatt, 10 to 12 cents a kilowatt with a 2.9% escalator. Like I said, right now you're at 11% with Nevada Energy, so that's definitely a lot better deal. The reason that I see most people going with this loan here, though, is because you own the system outright. You get the tax credits, they come to you in your name. You also get the equity from the system because it's your system. The value goes on your home. We still maintain and insure the system for, looks like, 25 years now, which is really cool. No upfront cost. You guys literally wouldn't even write a check for this system until like October 2016. So that's another big reason right there, and I'll get into it a little bit more and explain to you guys why. This is a cool thing that they did. Berkeley did a study. If you guys do decide to sell your home, let me ask you this: you guys gonna live here forever? Or you guys plan on moving?
Probably like, no, probably 10, 12 years. Maybe.
Somewhere close to that. All right, I'll show you how that'll work out for you. Then I'll actually go into solar right here and explain to them how they actually come out and appraise your system. If you did decide to sell your home, an appraiser will come out and take a look at your system and give you guys the value of the system. They value the system based off the watt. Not how many panels you have, but how much power is being produced by the system. So the bigger the system, the bigger the appraisal on it. So that's kind of how they do it, and there's a reason behind that. I can get into that a little bit with you. So you've probably seen some of these names right here. I've actually worked for a couple of these guys. They're great companies. I love them. They're helping reach these mandates. They're saving people money. They're getting coal power plants shut down. So I like what these guys are doing. The only problem that I see with these guys is they've gotten really big. They're like a corporation now. They've got CEOs, they've got lawyers, they've got shareholders, they've got call centers full of reps and agents. So their cost of business has gotten really high. They've gotten into really big companies. So they're usually selling their systems in between $4,000 and $5,000 per kilowatt. Our systems come through the door at 3,250 kilowatts. The funny thing about that is, we're all buying our solar systems from the same company. SolarWorld and Lightway is the same company that's selling all of us our solar panels, inverters, and racking systems. So it doesn't matter if you get a system from us or from SolarWorld or these other companies, you're getting the exact same system. It's just a matter of how much we can get that system to you for. So with those other companies, they do everything in-house. They finance in-house, they do their marketing in-house, and they do all their construction, their installation, and maintenance in-house too. So we're a little bit different, and this is how we work. Admirals Bank, they're the money guys. They're the ones that are doing all the lending. They're in all 50 states doing home improvement loans. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. I love working with these guys. Valley Pros Electric's another great company. They've been in business for 20 years. The reason I like working with these guys is they know how to get to the city inspectors and get your permits approved fast. It's a huge part of this, and that's what takes a lot of time. Valley Pro's got a ton of experience and an A+ rating for the Better Business Bureau. And then I'm Brio Energy. We're the marketing, we're the ones who talk, we do all the sales for these two companies. So between the three of us, we don't have any fat. There's no CEOs, we're not patting anybody's pockets, we're all commission based and we only get paid for what we do. So because that's how it's set up, we're able to get you guys the exact same system as these other companies, but at a lot cheaper rate. So, we come in at 3 1/4, I skip straight to this one. So this is essentially what's happening. Right now with Nevada Energy, by far that's the worst thing you guys could do is just continue to have Nevada Energy. Right now they're at 15 cents, they're going up at 11% a year. You guys are definitely in a bad situation with them. Any of these solar programs is going to be a lot better than those guys. So one of the more popular ones is the PPA. Like I said, we went over that a little bit. That's essentially what that would look like for you. The other one right here is a lease program. That's a level pay plan. It's almost like a PPA. Again, you never own the system with those two guys. This right here is the reason I see a lot of people going with this plan. It's a 20-year program. Level payments, exact same payment for 20 years. Each one of those payments pays off the principal on the loan. It's going into equity. You're essentially taking your money from this pocket, putting it in this pocket, instead of giving it to Nevada Energy. So they actually defer your payments for 17 months, and I'll tell you why. It took me a while to figure out why they would just give you 17 months of free power, but I finally figured it out. I'll get to that in just a second, show you what that looks like. If you ever get your system appraised, we're at $325 a watt. That's that's what we come across. Most of these other companies, it's the question you want to ask is how much per watt is what your system's worth. Most of these guys are charging between $4 and up to $6. So at $325, we can get you the exact same system at a lot cheaper price. So with the net metering program, I usually go into that a lot earlier. Net metering, but I already kind of smashed on that with this right here. So the problem is we're going to do 3% of the homes are already at that, and it works out really well. Without that, solar's kind of out of reach for you guys. So, let me show you real quick what this looks like for you and how those numbers played out. They sent me over the proposal right here. Something's wrong with that. Not happy. Oh, there you go. Alright, so this one's yours right here. This is kind of how it played out. Now there's a rule to net energy metering, and it's a nationwide law, and basically what it is, we can't sell you more power than you use. So we can't come out here and build a big solar farm on your house and just create all this electricity and start selling it to Nevada Energy. You guys can retire. That's not going to happen. They're not going to allow that to happen. So the first thing that we do is we go in and find out how much power you're using. The guy that came over, did he get a bill or did he call Nevada Energy?
Yeah.
So what they did with that bill is figured out how much power you used in the last 12 months. Then what they did is we took a look at your roof and we figured out if we put panels up there, how many panels do we have to create to get X amount of power. So this is how yours turned out. This is what yours looks like right here. And basically what that is, that's 54 panels. This is a 16.47 kilowatt system producing 27,000 kilowatts a year. So this is definitely a really good sized system. It's going to create a ton of power for you guys. Let me show you how the numbers worked out. There's one thing I want to let you know too. I've done this a lot. I've helped out a lot of people. I've signed people up a long time ago. I've seen the aftermath of getting these solars and how it affects you guys. There's one thing that's really important to know. There's two ways that you want to look at solar. And one way is build my system to save me the most amount of money. And to do that, you're going to want a good mix of Nevada Energy and solar power. You're going to want to actually buy some electricity from Nevada Energy to augment what your system is producing. That way you will save the most amount of money. Your payment's not too high and you're just buying enough of the cheap electricity from Nevada Energy. That will immediately right away give you the lowest monthly price. The other way to look at this is being independent, being self-reliant. So in your case, where you've got a lot of roof space and you can get enough power out of your roof to get you away from Nevada Energy, it's an option for you. But I want to show you how that affects you. So I can tell you also right now, by the end of this year, we won't be selling solar systems in Nevada anymore. We'll be moved on to the next state. In 2, 3, 4 years from now, all the rooftop solar will be up. Net metering will not be offered in anywhere else. And I think at that point, we'll probably sell batteries. They're just not where they need to be right now, but with Tesla doing their thing and the cars, the electrical cars coming into play, they're dumping a lot of money into batteries and the development of those batteries. So I really feel in a few years, if you wanted to get off of Nevada Energy and your system was producing enough power, you could buy a battery and cut Nevada Energy out of your life altogether. So this one right here is built a little bit more towards saving you the most amount of money that we possibly can. So what we take a look at is your budget. Right now, You have a $395 budget. That's what you're paying right now. Does that sound about right to you guys?
Yeah.
You guys go up in the summer, down in the winter. If you have a level pay plan, a lot of customers at this point that have a level pay plan will say $395. Pull out a bill that says $415. Here's my level pay. I paid $415 every month. Cool, that's great. Let me show you how this works out for you. So, for those 50 plus panels, 48 panels in a 14 kilowatt system, this is how this is going to work out. The total cost is $48,312. If you had to make a lease payment on that, it'd be $475. That's way more than what you guys are spending right now. Nobody would ever get solar. So this is why they defer your payments for 17 months. Figured it out. The federal government is going to kick in $13,615 towards your system. That's a huge chunk of change. Nevada Energy is going to write you a check for $2,928. That's a total of $16,543 being applied to your $48,000 loan. This is the reason that people are getting solar right now, is because you're getting a $16,000 down payment for nothing towards your solar system. That's going to take your payment down to $31,000, or your total balance to $31,769. So the reason that they defer those payments for the first 17 months is it gives you the time to capture these incentives and apply them towards the loan. So what they do is they re-amortize the loan in 17 months. They're going to recalculate your monthly payment based off of how much money you have applied to that loan in 17 months. That's the real reason that they're waiting for you to make your payments. The other reason is it's going to take us about 2 months to get the system set up. If you had to make your $315 loan payment plus your $395 solar or regular Nevada Energy bill, you wouldn't be getting solar. So they push out those payments for 15 months is approximately what it's going to be. So I can tell you right now, you're going to save, your bill would go from $395 down to $89. So I'm going to take your $395 minus the $89. That's $300 times 15 months. That's going to put $4,500 back in your pocket that you don't pay to Nevada Energy before you even have to make your first payment on your loan. So again, what they do is they re-amortize this loan in 17 months. A lot of my customers, instead of getting used to paying $89, they just make their full power payment for those first 15 months, reapply that towards the loan. You could have that down to $25,000 before they re-amortize your loan just by continuing to make your payment regularly. Or you could take that $4,500 to take the wife on vacation this Christmas instead. So it's up to you, but this $16,000, that's going to be guaranteed. That's one of the things we have to do is reserve these rebates and guarantee that you get this money to apply towards that loan. If not, this whole program doesn't work. So the way that this worked out, there's 24,000 kilowatts being produced by the system, but you use 35,000 a year. So that means you have to buy an additional 10,000 kilowatts a year. That 10,000 kilowatts a year is going to run you $90. So essentially what we're looking at here,
And that's on a 12-year.
this is a 12-year. Ooh, that'd be even nicer. So you're looking at $315 plus the $89 a month. That puts you at $404. You're spending almost the exact same thing you're spending right now, but that's going to be locked in. You're going to lock that price in for the 12 years on that $315. This $89 right here, that's reflected off of your guys' usage. If you guys go buy an electric car, if you go get a Tesla, that $89 is going to go way up because that means you're buying that much more power than what your system's producing. At the same time, if you guys start to reduce some power around here, you get some new windows, you guys spray the insulation up in the attic. Hey, how long has it been since you had to look at your AC? You guys can get your usage down. That $89 is what's affected. That $315, that stays the same for 12 years. It never changes. So you can basically guarantee, you can basically budget yourself around that, knowing exactly what that is. The $89, that's going to depend on whether you guys use more power or not. So at the end of the day, you're taking the same money that you're spending right now, you're just throwing it away to Nevada Energy like rent. We're going to divert that money towards this loan, and you guys are going to pay your system off. 12 years at $315, your system's paid off. You guys have an $89 bill with Nevada Energy, or depending on how much how much more electricity you guys are buying, that's what it would look like. So essentially, that's how the numbers look. I'm going to get a good vibe from you right now, whether that makes sense or not. And then I'm going to cut back. Sometimes I'll go over that graph again real quick, show you what that graph looks like. So this is what yours would look like. So your $315 payment would stay the exact same for the entire tenure of the loan. Once that's paid off, drops off, you guys don't have to make any more payments. You guys own your own power station. Nice thing is, we maintain it and insure it for an additional 7 years. Parts and labor. Hands-free, I don't know if all this is super accurate or not, this is what I'm telling them, so I hope this is right. We install a monitoring device. It's kind of like the same thing that's on a home alarm system. Essentially, if something goes wrong with the panel, somebody throws a baseball up there, you know, lightning strikes your house, something's gonna go wrong with the system. We're gonna know about it before you guys. We'll actually give you a phone call as soon as we know something was wrong and schedule a time for us to come back out and take care of it. You'll never come home, see people walking around on your roof, or be here watching a movie and hear somebody trampling across the top of your roof. You'll always know something's wrong with your system and we need to come out and take care of it too. So the system's fully maintained and insured for 20 years. Everything looks good, but I can tell you this right now.
25.
Even if you guys tell me you love this, you guys want to do it, it doesn't necessarily mean that you guys are getting a system. Let me show you this real quick. So if you guys decide you want to do it, essentially from here, we would do a phone survey with the bank. It takes about 10 minutes. They ask you a bunch of questions. Essentially, they're going to credit check you, make sure you guys qualify for the loan. I didn't bring anything over here for you guys to sign. It's not what I do. I'm just here to give you guys this information. If you guys decide you want to do it, you guys pass the credit check, they're going to send you out an email. It's just a basic loan docs, putting all this in writing, just letting you know exactly what this looks like. You guys sign that. The steps from there is we send out a site survey guy. What he's going to do is climb up on your roof, measure it, make sure that it's safe and stable for a solar system. He's also going to take a look at the panel and the meter, make sure that everything's up to code there. If it's not, we'll find out what we need to replace. He's also going to get the building permits drawn up. This is where it can get a little bit tricky. We've got to get the building permits sent out, and we also have to reserve your rebates. If those building permits get denied, deal's off. I'm not going to want to do this. If the rebates don't come through and we can't get those reserved for you, you're definitely not going to want to do this. The nice thing is, if that does happen, you can cancel the loan at that point in time without any penalty as well. So that's really nice. But once those permits and rebates come through, I'll be in contact with you guys. I'll give you a call, let you know when those things are through and what's happening. What we'll do is that's when things will get a little bit more serious. We're going to go out and buy the system, call you and schedule an installation. It's a one-day process to install. Those guys will show up at 8 o'clock in the morning. They're at home eating dinner by 5 o'clock. So it's a one-day process to get it installed. The problem is we got to get an inspector back out here. So it's one of the reasons that I really like working with Valley Pro Electric. They're really fast at getting permits and they're really good at getting the inspector out here. They built a really good relationship with the cities and the counties out here. So it's one of the reasons I work for these guys. They can get them out here really quick. Once the city inspector comes out here, we contact Nevada Energy and get permission to operate and fire the system up. This is about a 2-month process. So it definitely takes time. We're not here to just slam the system in. There's a lot of things that we've got to go through to make sure that this happens. First thing we got to do is get a hold of the bank, make sure that you guys credit qualify, get that information in your guys' hands so you can really take a look at all this stuff I'm telling you. We're putting it in writing. So that's really the main part right there. And then like I said, once that all goes through, we'll get the site survey guy over here and we'll submit for permits and rebates, and I'll be getting a hold of you and letting you know exactly how those go through and how they work out, and from there we'll get the ball rolling. So it takes about 3 to 5 minutes. We'll get the bank on the phone.
Okay,
Sounds
so
good.
you go from there, right?
Yep.
Just a quick question. So you're like, hey, we get people, how many people like, I don't even think about it? And then you're like, hey, look, really, there's plenty of time to think
Yeah,
about
there's
it.
plenty of time to think about it. Really, at the end of the day, we just got to make sure you credit qualify. I mean, nobody really knows if you can even get this system. First thing to do is make sure that you guys pass credit.
What percentage of people are coming back like that?
Not many.
Most people are like, okay, let's get
Yeah,
back.
I've actually been, I'll usually be a little bit more thorough about what
Slow
I'm talking about. Yeah, I just
slow.
slow it down. I just really dig it they'll be more interactive with me. If they're not interactive like you are, I'm just like, hey, look, dude, you want to do this or not? Cool, peace, I'm out of here. I got a lot of serious people that want to do this. Yours actually looks really good. I definitely think you are a great candidate for solar, but really I don't want to waste your time and I don't want to waste any of my time. So at the end of the day, on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you in doing solar? 5, peace out. A 9, I'll call you back. Let me get this information over to you. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll shoot over this to you, boom, email this out. I'll email you my proposal. It's got my name, my number, a link to our website in there. Give me a call if you're interested. Peace out. Well, you are interested? Cool. Check this out. This is what we got to do. Let's call the bank. Cable, what's up, dude? Yeah, I'm here with the customer. Need to get them qualified. This is the deal. This is what's happening. They're a little bit nervous about their credit, so take it easy on them for me, all right? Boom. I get on my phone, check my Facebook. No, for real, I just hang out with them, maybe talk a little bit with the wife or the kids.